Hi everyone, Carmen Marshall here, and we're giving you another tip for your SexyFit lifestyle. And today it's going to be about soaking nuts. Now, why in the world would you want to soak your nuts? There's a couple of reasons. Number one, when we soak them, they're easier to digest, so they're easier in our digestive system. Secondly, nuts are such a great source of protein, and they're a really good source of fat as well. But if we eat too many of them, they can be a little bit too much fat in our body. So when you soak them, because it expands them with water, you will eat less. And so you can still get all the benefits of the extra protein, the good fats, but you won't tend to overeat them. And I find if I have them unsoaked, I tend to keep eating them. So soaking them actually helps me eat the number that I'm supposed to. So let me show you how to do it, because the other question people have is, I don't have the time, how do I even do it? So I'm going to show you a very quick way to do it. So what I do is, and these are my two favorite nuts to soak. I actually love soaking walnuts, and I love soaking Brazil nuts. Okay, these are Brazil nuts. Now you can do anything. I find that soaking almonds, they don't last that long in the fridge, so I sometimes will soak them, but not as often as these two. And I find that walnuts are one of the nuts that I don't like the taste of them when they aren't soaked, versus when I do soak them, they taste really good as well. So these are my favorite. And what I like to do, because Brazil nuts are so big, I'll actually chop them in about threes, and so then they actually get more water in them as well. Other great things are filberts or hazelnuts. I also will soak them, but I'll cut them in half too. All right, so what I do is I actually do about double this size, and I put them in another glass container, and I fill them with filtered water, and I just soak them overnight. So it literally takes me 30 seconds to dump them in here, whoops, as I dump another one, and fill it with water, and I just leave it overnight on the counter. So you don't have to do anything, you don't have to stick them in the fridge, just do it really quickly. Then when the morning comes, what you want to do is rinse off the water. And this is a mistake that a lot of people make, is that they don't rinse off the water. And so you're not really doing the thing that makes them easier to digest, is removing all those extra enzymes that are making them harder to digest. So what I do is I have a strainer, and so I just pour all the nuts into here, into the strainer. Then you want to take filtered water, and this is the key. You don't want to be using tap water, because tap water has lots of things in it that we don't want, like chlorine and other horrible things. So we want to have filtered water, and so I'll pour that over, and I'll juggle the nuts just so I can make sure that I'm getting all of that extra. And I'm going to get a little bit more filtered water over here. Okay. Or spring water, whatever it is that you use. So let me just pour, and you want to just make sure that the water is fairly clear. That's when you know that you've actually rinsed off everything necessary. So then what I do is I just kind of shake that really quickly. My next little tip is that I will grab an old towel. So I could actually grab paper towels, but obviously it's not that great for the environment. So I just grab an old towel, and then what I do is I just shake the excess water, and then I just pour the nuts in here, and I pat them all dry. So I'm really kind of just messing them around in here to get rid of all the water. Okay, now, by doing this, these nuts will last about six days in the fridge. The next thing that I want to do is I go get a glass container. Okay, so you don't want to be using plastic unless it's BPA free. So you can get plastic containers that are BPA free, but I do prefer glass containers. And so I just make sure, I kind of massage it to make sure that all the moisture is off. Whoops. There go a couple of our precious nuts. All right. Obviously I'm not the neatest cook. These go in the garbage. We won't stick them in there. So then, and this bowl is a little bit bigger, so normally I would have a better sized bowl. And then we would just put the lid on it and then put them in the fridge. Now again, they will last you a good 6 days when you refrigerate them. What do I use them? I grab a handful of them to chop up for a salad. I grab a handful to eat with half of an apple. Nuts are the one thing that I will actually eat even just on their own. As you know, through the SexyFit Challenge, we're huge proponents of eating a good carb, a good protein, and a good essential fatty acid. But nuts are one thing. There isn't any carb, but they're the one things I will grab a little handful of and just run out the door if I need to. So this is, hopefully it's given you a great idea on how to soak your nuts. Comment below, noticing how you feel when you eat soaked nuts, if it changes anything in how much you eat, what you're using them for, different ideas that you have, and may this help you in your SexyFit journey.